When I started preparing for the 2020 Lagos City Marathon, I was so eager to go farther and run faster that on a number of occasions, I ended up overstretching myself. My body would just shut down and I would have to treat myself for fever for a few days before I could get my form back and continue running. This experience taught me a very big lesson that if we are going to achieve those life-changing goals, those kind of goals that take our lives to a whole new level, then a key element to consider is being patient with ourselves. A lot of the time we are in a hurry. Sometimes we are in so much of a hurry to achieve more things that we end up generating this perpetual feeling of having nothing, is how Brenda Burchard puts it. It's this hurry that causes undue stress and hurts us to the point where we eventually procrastinate and just give up on the goal. This is why we need to be patient with ourselves. Now, 5 things to remember with regards to being patient with oneself. Number 1 is that patience is a weapon. Patience is power. Patience is not something that is passive, it's active. There's this Chinese saying that great things have no fear of time. Now, what this simply tells us is that if we are going to achieve anything of lasting value, then we need to be patient with ourselves. This sometimes can be really challenging, especially when we see what other people are doing and what they are achieving. But it's reminding ourselves that, look, if we are going to be the very best version of ourselves and not the best version of them, then we need to be patient with ourselves. Number 2 thing is to realize that patience is not about lowering one's standards, it's about cooperating with the process of growth. It's to understand that patience is a key ingredient in the natural process of things. For instance, if you scrape your arm or you break a bone, the truth is the healing process will go on at its own natural pace, on its own natural time, irrespective of your view or my view about it. Our desire to get it done quicker or to get it done faster is of no consequence. So what does that tell us? That we need to find a way to gauge the process without actually hating the process. Number 3 thing to remember and to consider is that to be patient with oneself is to trust. To trust what? To trust the process that we've just talked about, to trust ourselves, to trust that we are capable, to trust that this too shall pass, to trust that we will get stronger and better over time, even though everything sucks right now. To trust, most importantly, that every failure, every stumbling block can actually be a stepping stone to our next level of success. To trust that every setback can actually be a setup to launch further and to jump higher. Number 4 thing about patience is to realize that being patient with oneself is to forgive oneself. Let's forgive ourselves. Let's forgive that person that hurt us. Let's forgive that person that made us look stupid and that took advantage of us. Instead, let's focus on what we have learned, the lessons that we have learned. Let's focus on the fact that we have grown, we have matured, and that the decisions that we made then were probably the best decisions that we could have made at that time. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it anymore. And that now, the great thing is that we are wiser, we are smarter. We can make better decisions now. We can make smarter choices now. But if we are going to be able to make those better decisions now and make those smarter choices now, then we need to be at peace with ourselves and we need to be able to forgive ourselves. And this can only happen when we realize that, look, the truth is each and every single one of us is still in the process of growth. There is no one that is absolutely perfect. And then the final thing to remember with regards to being patient with oneself is to realize that patience boosts confidence. When we are patient with ourselves, we are confident, we are at peace in the moment. We do not need the validation of anyone or of immediate results, because here's one thing that we understand. One day at a time produces eternal results. So there is no need to move your wristwatch several hours ahead, or to tear off several months off the wall calendar, because doing that will not make you to advance in time in any way. So let's just be patient with ourselves. Now, this was exactly what helped me to prepare for the 2020 Lagos City Marathon. Instead of focusing so much on going farther and faster, what I did was to turn my focus to the process, on being disciplined, on being consistent, on being committed to the process, even when I didn't feel like it. And guess the wonderful thing that happened? Over time, I got stronger and I got faster. I went from running 7 to 8 minutes per kilometer to running 4 to 5 minutes per kilometer in 6 months before the marathon D-Day. Now, all this happened because I learned to be patient with myself. I learned to cooperate with the process of growth. Now, if we are really going to live a life of no excuses, a life where we break limits, crush our goals, break barriers, and go on to be those high performers that God has created us to be, it's very, very helpful to remember that infinite patience produces immediate results. Now, this infinite patience is a condition of faith, a condition of absolute knowing. When you know with an absence of doubt that what you are doing is consistent with your life's purpose, is in line with your purpose, that you are involved in something that is bigger than yourself, then you are at peace with yourself and you are in harmony with your own heroic mission. Now, this sense of peace is your immediate result. And trust me, it's a state of enlightened bliss, a state of enlightenment, a state of knowing that nothing can shake, nothing can falter. You are not moved by the results, because you know, you have faith that you are doing something that is bigger than yourself. So what do? Let's just be patient with ourselves, because here's the thing. It's not like we have lived this life before. There is more to life than just going faster.